All right, so today we're going to be talking about the Maurya and the Gupta empires. These are the two great Indian empires that come out of the subcontinent from around 300 BC through about 500 AD. And during this time, this is when these two empires are really when India develops a lot of its modern culture and some of the great leaders in its history. So the first one we're going to look at is called the Maurya Empire. The Maurya Empire begins 321 BC, goes through 185 BC. The ruler was a man named Chandragupta Maurya, and he was one of the great early leaders because of the system of government he created. He created something called a bureaucracy, which had various departments and agencies that would go and carry out the work of the government, similar to what we have. We in the United States, we have a bureaucracy where there are different departments and agencies. And you may think that that's only logical and that makes sense, but this was actually pretty groundbreaking for the time to have a government broken up by departments and agencies. And so India is a very, very large area. And one of the things he did to control it was he divided up the empire into four provinces. Imagine taking the United States and breaking it into the northern portion, eastern, southern, and western, rather than having 50 states. He divided it into four provinces. And what he did was he would have officials that would go and tax and impose the laws of these different provinces. And he taxed his citizens heavily to raise an army. He taxed. He raised an army of 630,000 men and 9,000 war elephants. That's right, war elephants were some of the creatures he used. Is actually war elephants were one of the things that stopped Alexander the Great when he was spreading his empire. So Chandragupta Maurya began the Maurya Empire. And during his rule, he relied heavily on Cotillion, who was his advisor. And here you see his writings in the Arthasastra. And it was all about strict policies designed to hold this big territory together. And in it emphasized one of the main things that he used in order to control all this area, which is spies, assassins, secret police, and having this widespread bureaucracy. All right. Now, speaking of the secret police, it ties in with Chandragupta's personality. He was a paranoid person. Here you see a picture of the secret police, a depiction of them. They were brutal. They were brutal. They were efficient, though. They did the job that needed to be done. They reported corruption and dissent within this big empire in India, and they fought crime throughout the empire. Chandragupta was effective, but he was harsh and fearful of his enemies. So, what he did, he hired women warriors to protect his palace. And you may be thinking, well, why? Why do you think he may hire women warriors to protect his palace? Now, keep in mind, Chandragupta was very paranoid that the people around him were going to kill him to try and take some of his power. Well, a female ruler would not have been acceptable in India at this time. So he figured if he surrounds himself with women warriors, he doesn't have to worry about people killing him for his power because a woman wouldn't be able to take over that dynasty. Another thing he would do for his paranoia, he would have servants taste his food for poison before he ate them. And he built a number of secret passages in his palace to escape. One thing about the secret police, the easiest thing to compare them with would actually have been the SS, the secret police for the Nazis in Germany during World War II. They had secret police that would go, they were brutal, but they would go and find, in World War II, the Jewish population that was hiding out. They would listen to reports of it, and they would go and carry out the brutal actions of the Nazis. And so this is